What's up guys, Matt Hatter here. Welcome to part 3 of our DIY first service. This is going to be for drive chain lubrication, cleaning, and adjustment. If you missed part 1, the initial inspections that Yamaha wants you to do, check out the link on the left. If you missed part 2, how to do your oil change, click the link on the right. Otherwise, sit back and we're going to start cleaning, adjusting, and lubing our drive chain on a 2017 Yamaha FZ. All that we really have left is the drive chain adjustment. Now, first thing you obviously want to do is clean your drivetrain and then check your slack. For this bike, the spec that Yamaha gives is 20 to 30 millimeters of play in your drive chain. So I'm gonna go through and clean this. First I'm gonna check and see if I have to adjust it. I believe I'm gonna, because I got a lot of slop in this. So I'll usually push it up all the way wherever my finger is, find a point. Right now I got the top of this rivet right at about 30 millimeters. Bring it down and we're almost at 70, so we're just short of 40 millimeters of slack in this. So we got about 10 millimeters to, oh, there's my outside light. I got about 10 millimeters of slack to take up in this. There's not going to be that much. As I said in part 1, when I initially had to do this, I had almost 50 millimeters of slack. I believe it was like 48, 49, and it took about 4 or 5 turns of this, so this should only be about maybe like 2 turns. We'll start with 2, see where that gets us. First step in all of this is going to be to clean the drive chain. So a lot of chain manufacturers, just because the O-rings are sensitive, they recommend that you not use brake clean or any kind of harsh solvent or anything like that. I use just straight kerosene, because it does the job well. It's nice enough. As you can see, I got a lot of it. When you're spraying this on, sometimes it can hurt the coating of the wheel. I haven't noticed it on this really. Then again, this is the second time I'm cleaning it, so I can't speak for like longevity of it, but for right now I'm going to be protecting the chain, protecting the wheel while I clean the chain. So I just like to spray it down liberally with the kerosene. Make sure it gets nice and wet. Make sure it gets all around, everywhere on the chain. You see it's dripping from everywhere. That's a good sign. We like that. Alright. My chain isn't particularly dirty. Still going to take my Grunge Brush. Give it a good, solid cleaning all the way around. And the outsides, and top and bottom. I like to come at it from at least 3 angles, that way I know I've gotten every side at least twice. And you can see the amount of crap coming off of it. I got black drippings everywhere. Give it a second spray down. This point, you can either just wipe it down with a rag. Because of how nasty this is coming out, I'm actually going to spray it down with a hose. So I'm going to take care of that, and when we get back, we will get into the adjustment process. Alright guys, chain clean, wheels clean, because when I sprayed it with the hose, it got absolutely disgusting. I've had black wheels there for a minute, and that was just bad. So I'm going to go ahead and dry my chain real good. Make sure I got as little water still in there as possible before I adjust the chain.
That way that'll give it enough, like, good amount of time to dry off and whatnots before we lube it up. Alright, so now onto the actual adjustment process. For this, you're going to need two 12mm open end wrenches, a 32mm socket, a 1/2 inch torque wrench set to 137 foot-pounds, and one hell of a ratchet to be able to break this loose. So first thing I'm going to do is get on there, loosen it up a couple turns. Don't hit yourself in the face with the ratchet. Make sure that it's loose. It's probably a little bit more than needed, but we'll go with it. So you need to take your two 12mm wrenches. You want to hold. You got a lock nut toward the front of the bike, and you got your actual bolt in the toward the rear of the bike, toward the facing against the rear axle. So you want to hold the actual adjustment bolt, and you want to release the lock nut. Just give it a couple turns away so that you can freely adjust as you wish. Do the same on the other side. And like I said before, it was about, I'll usually start it at one point, and then I'll go, in this case I'll go up one. Actually I'll do it until I feel tension. There's the tension. Then I'll go 1, 2, and I'll go 3 on this one because I went 5 last time, and that was just enough to get where I wanted. So on this one, loosen it till there's tension. 1, 2, 3. Now I will snug the axle nut. We're not torquing it yet because we still have to check our new drive chain slack. So just give that a, make sure it's nice and tight. And we're going to check our new slack. That's going to be way too tight. So I got about 35 to just before 60. So that's actually just about 20, just 30 and just before. That's just short of 25. So that's actually a little bit on the tighter end than where I usually like to leave it, but for this we'll be good. Now we want to make sure our chain is aligned as well. You got a set of marks here in the middle and a set of marks at the back. Right now I'm just at the second mark here, and this side's all wet, I can't actually sit right at the second mark as well. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is loosen this back up. Now this is a trick that I learned from Sport Bike Track Gear. They do a whole bunch of videos too, and I really liked it. It's just pretty much stick a wrench in there, tilt it a little bit, smack the tire, make sure that it's all the way up and flush against those stops. And once again, snug it. Now that it's snug, it's not going to be going anywhere. Bring your torque wrench to 137 foot-pounds. Remember kids, don't buy cheap sockets because they don't stay on your freaking torque wrench. 120, 130, 137. So, at this point, it's already not going to be able to move or go anywhere. So with this, you can actually lift the bike off. So I'm pushing down on the tire as I'm doing this. There we go, 137 foot-pounds. Now we just need to tighten down our lock nuts. Again, what I'll do is I'll take this, just make sure that it's snug against the axle block. Take the lock nut, torque it down. They do list a torque spec, but I have absolutely no way of getting in there really, so I've never bothered with it. On my R3, it's a different style adjuster where you can actually torque it, and on that I do. But that's gonna be it for the adjustment process. Now all we have left is to lube it up. So I'm using the actual Yamaha stuff for this. Get that out of the way. This, I haven't actually tried this yet, so see how I like it. It doesn't really seem like it's working all that much, but it is, because I'm very lubricated all the way around. Just kind of spin it around, make sure that the lubrication can get in there everywhere. I like to spin it both ways. I don't know if you actually really need to, but got a good amount of lube. Take a somewhat clean rag. Once around, sure to get any excess off. It's gonna eliminate a lot of sling and other issues that you can potentially run into. But yeah, that's gonna complete our first service on our 2017 Yamaha FZ10. Link in the description will be for part 1. This has been part 2, just the drive chain adjustment. If you guys like these videos and you want to see more of them, give me a like on both these videos. It really helps out. If you want to see more, I'm going to have a lot more stuff coming out on the FZ10. Just sub to me, comment, let me know what you want to see, what you like, what you don't like, and that's that. Alright, catch you guys later.